welcome to another episode of Hello Me. It's me with your girl Nikki. Lovely. I am just charging my vehicle hopefully for the very last time before I leave here. At least at this charging station. I guess I could be using like the free charger. This vehicle actually gives free charges, but I'm not. But anyway, I am charging the vehicle because it's low and it needs to be charged, and it's giving me an excuse to be able to talk to you, me, myself, or whatever. You know what it is. You know what it is. But in case you guys didn't know, even though you should know, I'm moving. So I moved to Louisiana 2 years ago. 2 years and 2 months ago, actually, to be precise. And now I'm moving back to California. My life has been hectic. It has been hectic. There's been a lot of packing stuff up. It's been a lot more so thinking about packing stuff up, because I'm just now like really getting into the packing phase now. I was really trying to take care of stuff in my garage and get rid of stuff and sell things and going through things, and that's what I did. But I still haven't done that final pack up. I really needed some help. It's really hard doing things by yourself. And I think that's what I want to talk about today, is being a single mother of two and doing things on your own and not having that support system. It's been especially hard being in Louisiana, not having a support system at all. There was one time where I didn't have a vehicle and I needed someone to pick up my daughter from school, and I didn't have anybody. And the principal literally dropped her off from school. And to be fair, that made me cry, because I'd never been in such a vulnerable state where I've had to rely on people I didn't know. And it says a lot about the people here in Louisiana that, the principal was nice enough to just drop her off and not cite me for it, But I really do believe in the goodness of people, and I was very appreciative of that kind gesture. But it's also put into perspective of being alone, being by myself, being a single mother of two, right? And how much I've had to do on my own, because even though I would say the most support I've ever gotten has been from my parents. That's financially, that's helping raise them, that's being able to pick them up if I needed them to. Those are the only people I have really been able to depend on when it comes to that. And it's kind of sad to say that, I couldn't depend on anyone else. I'll put it that way. My children are basically grown now. My daughter's 19, she's in college, and my other daughter is 13, and she basically is trying to finish high school early so she can go to college. So if that tells you anything about the brains on these two young women that I have raised, they're basically out the door already. And that's leaving me in a space to kind of think about, what do I want? And who do I want to do this life with? And I used to be Miss Independent and I don't need a man and all this other stuff. And I said on podcasts before, I've realized that I do want to spend my life with someone. I'm over that part of I can do this by myself, because yes, I can do it by myself. I have done it by myself, but it's a lot easier to have someone to do it with you. I think marriage is more of a business transaction. And if you look at the statistics, people who are in marriages are doing a lot better than people who aren't, technically, because you have two incomes together. You have two people helping to build one household, not one person trying to sustain a household. I think you can do a lot more with that. I didn't have my girls this summer, and it shocked me how much money I saved when I went to go get something to eat. Because technically, when I have my girls with me, whenever I buy something, it's always $15 or more, because it's three of us. So let's say that's $5 a piece, because I'm frugal, right? But when it was just me, it was just $5 or 3 or 4 because I'm so frugal. And I was like, wow, I've been spending triple the amount of money that I would have been spending had it just been me. I love my girls. I wouldn't give them back for anything in the world. I'm glad I had them young. I had my daughter young. I got married very young, and I had my daughters very young, before I was 30. And at the time, I didn't realize it, but my mentor said to me, there's going to be a time when the age is going to catch up. And I didn't really know what he meant by that, but now as I'm older, it makes sense. Because when I was in my 20s, nobody really had kids. And then when I was in my early 30s, because I was living in California, nobody really had kids. And now that I'm 40, I am seeing that there are people who have caught up. You know, they may have started their families at 35, but they got a family, they got a kid, you know. And I'm actually trying to figure out, do I want to go back to that? Do I want to go back to raising little kids, or do I want to find someone who's like where I'm at, where their kids are basically grown and taking care of themselves? Because that is the beauty of having your kids young. And so I am in this place right now where I'm just reflective, I think, because I'm going through old stuff and getting rid of stuff, and realizing that this 2 years I was out here, I shed a lot of myself, but I didn't shed up so much because I'm still getting rid of things, right? I'm still learning about myself. But I said all that to say, I don't know why I said all that. I know we were talking about this is the ADHD brain. I know we were talking about the fact that I wanted to be with someone, and I wanted to do this life with someone. And I think if nothing else, I'm really looking forward to going to LA and dating and seeing what's out there, and dating men who are ready, because I'm in a space where I'm ready now, you know? And when I was in LA the first time, I don't think I was ready then, but I'm ready now. So I think it's going to be interesting, this whole dating thing, honestly. So an interesting thing happened to me the other day. I had someone that I was talking to reach out to me, and basically, you know, to be honest, I still don't know. I really don't know what the reason why he reached out to me, to be honest. He said it was so that he could clear him, how he felt, how he was feeling. I don't know. It just was really confusing for me, because there was no clear motive. So anyway, what had happened was I had someone show up that I was dating last year. I don't think I mentioned this guy before. I may have, but I had started dating him the very first of the year, and literally January 1st. And we really hit it off. I liked him a lot. We were very much compatible, but he just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He had just started a new job, and basically he told me his job was more important than him dating at this point in his life. And I was okay with that, because I realized you can't force someone to be in a space that they're not ready for. If you guys have watched Love is Blind and you saw Clay and AD, I relate to Clay, because I understand that I was once in a spot too where I was dating and I said I wanted love, but I didn't realize that I wasn't ready for it. I didn't realize that I was unhealed. I didn't realize that I still need to work on myself. And a lot of people don't understand that, when you watch that, Clay is going through a realization. And it's unfortunate that he came on the show, but I think he genuinely thought he was ready for marriage. I think he genuinely thought he was ready, because a lot of people genuinely think they're ready, and then when it hits them in their head and the person is right there in front of them, they're like, oh shit, I'm not sure I'm ready for this. And I think that's kind of maybe what happened with the guy that I was talking to the first time. I think that he realized he wasn't ready. I don't even think that. He said that. He realized he wasn't ready. And at the time, and I didn't fault him for that. Not one bit. I did not fault him, because I've been there. I understand how it is. So when he came back, I guess he felt like he needed to express to me those exact sentiments because that's what he said. And I felt like he was really just opening up the past for some reason. And I'd already got that. I wanted to know, where did he want this to go from here? Where did he want this to go from having that revelation? Just telling someone you know that you aren't ready to be with them when you guys were together, it's kind of like, okay, cool, I understand. And maybe I can understand now that I think about it. I don't understand why he needed to just say that to me, but now I kind of understand, because there are some people, if I could go back and apologize to them, because I know that they were a really good person that I was with during that stage in my life when I really didn't know myself that well, I would probably go back and do the same thing. And it's not me asking to be with them. It's just me kind of asking for forgiveness. Just them knowing that it wasn't them, it was me. But I think a lot of times what we don't realize during that stage is they know that already. You know, I feel like a lot of people do know that. You know, that's why they can easily just kind of walk away from you, because they're like, well, he's not ready. It's really not me. It is him. You know, those people who can do that are a step ahead of you. And it took me a while to realize that there are people like that. And just because I wasn't ready didn't mean that the person I was talking to didn't know their worth and know that they were ready. And that's kind of where I am right now. It's like, I really do like him. I do think that we are good together. But I'm not going to force myself to be with someone who is not ready, who knows they're not ready, and who can't even say to me, listen, I wasn't ready then, but I'm ready now, you know, or who says to me, I wasn't ready then, and I'm not sure I'm not ready now. I want you to come to me when you're sure. I want you to tell me that you want me when you're sure. And if you're not, it's okay to let people go. And I think I'm at this stage in my life where I see things for what they are. Like, before, I used to like get attached to people and attached to moments and attached to what people say, but I don't do that anymore. I don't get attached to talking. I get attached to actions. I want you to show me. I don't live in the show me state, but baby, you need to show me. Show me, don't tell me. You can tell me, but then show me. And that's where I am. And that's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm looking forward to dating now, because I realized before I had an anxious attachment style. I think I've gotten that under control. I think the sky's the limit. I've seen my girlfriends be with amazing men. My daughter is with an amazing guy. Like, he takes care of her. I can't go back to mediocre. I can't go back to the bare minimum. I am in it to win it. And I saw somewhere today that the divorce rate is like one of the lowest I think has been ever. And they say that it's mainly because people are waiting to get married to the right compatible partner. And I think that's exactly where I'm at. Like, I know my next relationship is going to be my husband. The end, point blank, period. And I'm going to ride that damn man until the wheels fall off. Like, that's going to be the end. That's going to be it. We are riding the damn thing together. And that's all there is to it. Because I'm invested. I'm invested in finding someone I'm compatible with. I'm invested in being with someone who knows that they're ready to be with me. Who's, you know, tired of the BS. Who's looking for a relationship. There are people out there who know what they want and who are actually ready. You know, it's not a Clay and AD situation where they think they're ready. They've actually done the work and they're ready. And that's where I'm at. I've done my work. I did my therapy. I did my situation where I put myself out there and I had the anxious attachment style and I was ghosted, and I've had those situations where I came back from all of that stuff and I was like, all right, cool. We just know what to look out for next time. We're not doing the all talk, no action. We're going to have these men put their money where their mouth is. We're going to have the man who's willing to fight for you, who's willing to work with you. Not just for you, but with you. Who's willing to communicate with you. Because that's what you know you need, and that's what you know you deserve. And so, if there's anything I could tell anybody out there, is to make sure that you do the same. Make sure you do the work before you go out there looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. Do the work within yourself. Ask yourself if you're really ready. And sometimes we don't know if we're really ready till we put ourselves out there. Put yourself out there and see where it goes. Who knows? You may open up some stuff and you didn't even know. More than likely you will. But when that stuff comes up, don't run from it. Come to yourself and ask yourself, what is this feeling? What am I feeling? How can I fix this? You know? How can I fix this? And I'm gonna give you an example. Like, for me, when I started dating, I was getting really anxious when I didn't hear from someone all day. And, you know, maybe he was working and he may hit me up in the morning, but I didn't hear from him until like 5 o'clock. Or I didn't hear from him until like 5 o'clock. Or maybe I only got like a smiley face at 12, you know, or like a, how you doing? Like, he wasn't really able to kind of go into depth because he was a busy man. And I was getting anxious, and I realized, like, okay, Nikki, maybe you don't want someone who's so into their job. Maybe you want someone who has the same lifestyle as you, where they're an entrepreneur and they're able to make their own hours and they're able to invest the time that they need into you. Or they're making their relationship more of a priority than their work because of where they are in life. You know, it's those factors. I don't fault anybody for making their job number one. Anyway, I don't need to go into all that detail, but you understand what I'm saying. Life is going to throw us things. Life is going to teach us things. And it's up to us to accept the lesson. And I am in this point in my life where I'm willing and ready to just say, bring any more lessons on. Before, I used to be scared of the lesson. I used to I'm not ready for this. Nope, I don't want to talk about this. Nope, I just rather stop dating. I just rather blame the dating pool. Now I realize maybe some of those issues are not the dating pool's fault. Maybe some of those issues were actually mine, and I need to own that. And maybe there's something that you are blaming on the dating pool that you need to own instead, so that you can get out your own way. And I think I'm going to leap on that note, because I think I'm finally getting out of my own way. I'm getting out of Louisiana, and I'm going back to Cali. And I don't know, I may come back to Louisiana, I don't know. But I know I'm getting out of my own way. And maybe you can too. Maybe you can too. So, usually I leave myself with some advice, but I think I've given myself enough. I think I'm doing well. I think the advice is to just take a breather, to chill, finish packing up that stuff, get yourself together, girl. You got this. I look forward to seeing what you're going to do when you go to Cali. I look forward to seeing who you're going to become. I look forward to seeing who your husband is. I look forward to sharing him with the world, because I'm going to share him. I'm going to share that man with the world. He ain't going to just be mine. I'm going to let everybody know. That's mine. Yeah, that's mine. And I'm going to stick beside him. Okay? So, if there's anything else I can leave you with, it's just get out your own way. Don't be afraid to self-reflect. Don't be afraid to be self-aware. And because it begins there. It begins there. And just because you're self-aware of something doesn't mean that it's going to change if you don't do the work. So that's the other lesson. That's the other thing. Once you become self-aware, make sure you do the work that you need. Okay? Alright. I'm gonna leave y'all on that. I gotta go. I'm sure my car is not charged up all the way, but it's charged up enough for me to get my butt back to the house and get back to work. I needed this little break though. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening to me. I appreciate you just always being in my corner, because I know half the time I'm just talking to my damn self, but there are a few times I'm actually talking to someone, and you are the one that I'm talking to today. So I'd like to thank you for being here, and until next time, I think that my next podcast I'm going to be in LA, so I'll see you there.